Hello everybody, HK Takio here. Welcome to the PWC Season 7 Draft Analysis. Yes, we are starting a new season on the PWC. This time is Season 7. And we are going through over the team we drafted. And yeah, just kind of go over the picks, see why I picked him, what was my idea behind this draft plan. And yeah, we'll get right into it. First of all, here's my new logo for the season. Really like the other logo I had, but this one has some more kind of team like vibe. If you know, Barcelona is a football club of like soccer, how it's called in the US, but it's actually football. Anyways, yeah. So we have a Garchomp there. It's a really cool logo. I really like it. As you can see in the top left corner, we have a new PWC logo too, because this season we actually have a PWC channel, which I will be leaving in the description, which is gonna be very cool because we're gonna be doing shows there. I'm gonna be on the weekly recap, I think, with Luna. So yeah, it's gonna be very cool. So make sure to stay tuned and check all of that out. And yeah, so we'll get right into this. Let's not waste any more time. So the one I wanted to draft around was Mega Tyranitar. Okay, so as you can see, Mega Tyranitar is my number 8 pick on the right corner. So this is the only one that's not gonna be in order. This wasn't my first pick. This was my pick number 8. Initially, my initial draft plan was drafting Mega Tyranitar, of course, but then on the voting that went down for main and D League, a lot of people ended up voting Tyranitar up from tier 2 to tier 1, which was very upsetting because if Tyranitar stayed on tier 2, I would have some extra points, which would have made my team even better. But you know what? It is worth tier 1. I just went in tier 2 because it's obviously a steal. In tier 2, just look at those stats: 100 HP, 164 attack, 150 defense, 95 special attack, which is very viable, 120 speed, which gets boosted by the Sandstorm, which that's Mega Tyranitar's ability, Sandstorm, and 71 speed, which is very underwhelming. But Tyranitar's a very bulky mon, and it's like it doesn't. Besides fighting type moves, it can take any hit, and with access to Dragon Dances, it can boost the speed of 71 very high. So Mega Tyranitar, an amazing Pokemon. Right now in the OU meta game in Sun and Moon, Mega Tyranitar is such a threat, and the main reason why I wanted to draft is because I used it in the Summer Showdown tournament, which I did very good. Unfortunately, I don't have a video for it, at least yet, because as most of y'all may know, the Showdown replays are gone, and that kind of sucks because I was planning to do a video of all the games in Summer Showdown, but hey, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. So that's very unfortunate. And I used Mega Tyranitar on that tournament. I really liked it, so I wanted to give it a shot here in the PWC. And yeah, see the actual power behind Mega Tyranitar. It is 4-time weak to fighting, which kind of sucks, but I complement it with some of my other picks next. So yeah, Mega Tyranitar has a very wide move pool, gets a lot of coverage moves. Like I said, Dragon Dance is very scary. It can be a Stealth Rocker, it can Thunder Wave, it can Toxic, it can be very bulky. It's a very versatile mon, which I really like, and that's why I wanted to draft it. 164 attack is just nothing to laugh at, dude. Astonishes coming from this thing are going to hurt anything that comes in, even if it's resisted. Dark and Rock is really good offensive typing. Only resisted, I guess Steel kind of resists, but if most of the Steels are kind of a Steel Psychic, so we hit him for a lot of damage. And yeah, but no, Mega Tyranitar is amazing. I definitely want to give this one a shot, so I built a team around it. I didn't want to go for it early on the draft because I knew some of my other picks might have gone before it, and I don't think many people were looking at Mega Tyranitar as well. Maybe one person was, but yeah, just left it for very late on the game, on the draft. I mean, so Mega Tyranitar, this is what we're building around. Solid mon. Looking very forward to use it. I'm so excited. So our next pick was actually Latios. This was our number 1 pick in the third draft. We got, what was it? I think we got 8th pick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got 8th pick because, you know, we kind of lost in the finals again. So we were behind Destin and then the two new guys from the D League. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we were 8th pick, and Latios might have been 9th. Anyways, Latios is our first pick. Latios is an amazing mon. If you've been playing competitive, you know how good Latios is. Psychic and Dragon, it just hits a lot of stuff. Its move pool is very, very wide. It has a lot of great coverage moves. Latios is actually my first C users, as we introduce a new rule this season in which you can have either 2 tier 1 C users or you can have 3 C users but with only 1 tier 1 max, and then the other ones can be from other tiers. So Latios is my first C user, that's what the symbol in the middle means, I guess. Stat wise is very good. 130 special attack is very high. 110 speed is very, very good. 110 speed F is really good as well. HP at 80 is decent. Attack is very usable at 90, and defense is just average at 80. So yeah, no, Latios is an amazing mon. It gives me a defogger. It just gives me a very strong hitter mon. Gives me some setup options with Coal Mine, Dragon Dance. Yeah, I think the item Sodu is also allowed. I think that's what it's called, Sodu, which is the one to boost Psychic and Dragon attacks for the Latios only. So yeah, Latios is. Oh, also another thing, Latios was one that I drafted in the WPL last season. Oh, WPL, but I feel like it didn't fit the team, because every time I try to bring it, there was something else that did better, and that team was just insane. It has so much like very strong shit on that team, so never found a space on Latios. And in this team, I feel like it's going to shine. Also covers the fighting weakness of Titar. Lati can take fighting type attacks very easily, and then the Ghost and Dark that affect Latios super effectively, Tyranitar takes those with ease. So Latios, very, very amazing mon. Looking forward to use it at its full potential, which I will be trying to do. And yeah, that's my pick number 1. Next up, our pick number 2 is Heatran. And oh boy, I love Heatran. I used Heatran on the season 3 of the PWC, which was the only season I won. Then I've lost 2 finals since then. But yeah, Heatran, an amazing mon, gives me a secondary stealth rocker. Fire and Steel, it takes on so much stuff. It takes on fairies, takes on grass types, takes on flying types. What else? It takes on a lot of fire types, takes on psychics, takes on dragon, takes on a lot. Like Steel and Fire is such a good defensive typing. It's quad weak to ground though, so that's our second quad weakness, something we gotta watch out for. However, I built this team around with some mons that had quad weakness, but that the other members of my team could either resist it ×4 or just be immune to it. So that's the reasoning behind Latios and Heatran here, because the things that Latios can take, Heatran can easily take it. So Fairy, Ice, which things moves, I can't fucking speak, man. Which is what will be super effective on Latios. Heatran can easily take it. In ground type attacks, water type attacks, Latios can take him because it has Levitate and it resists water. So yeah, very good synergy there. Offensively, I love offensive Heatran. It's really cool. It gets a lot of good coverage moves. Gets things like solar beam, gets things like earth power, which is really good for opposing fires. It gets like dark pulse. It gets astonage, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's really good mod. Stats wise, it has 91 HP, 90 attack, 106 defense, 130 special attack. So another special attacker with 130. 106 SPDF. So defense and SPDF is very, very high. And 77 speed. The speed is very underwhelming on TTR 2. I'm gonna say this right now, before we go through all our picks. My team is kind of slow. With my fastest mon being Latios. Yes, my fastest mon is a 110 on Latios. But I feel like I can work around it, because all these mons all these mons that are slow, like Heatran and T-Tar, they can take hits. Like, they can take hits and hit back very, very hard. So it's a more of a bulky, offensive type of team approach. So that's Heatran right there. Really good stats overall. Really looking forward to use Heatran again. It's a mon that sometimes, if you don't have the proper switch-ins, it's gonna be very hard for you to switch in on this monster. So next pick number 3. This is a mon I've been wanting to try out for the longest of time now, and we finally get to get him. And it's our pick number 3. It's Mimikyu. Of course, having Tyranitar and Heatran, I have two mons weak to fighting, and Mimikyu covers that. I mean, the best of it, because Ghost type, it's immune to fighting, and then Fairy type is super effective against fighting. So I can just switch in Mimikyu on a fighting type pretty freely, unless I know they're not gonna go for the fighting type move, of course. And it's my second C move user, because Mimikyu really appreciates C moves. As you can see, its stats are kind of underwhelming, with 55 HP, 90 attack, 80 defense, which is kind of good, 50 special attack, which is garbage, 105 SPDF, which is pretty good, and 96 speed, which is awesome, because this speeds 95 mons, things like Zygarde, things like Kyurem, things like Landorus, Therian at least, things like Vamoswine. So it speeds all those really strong, hard-hitting mons, and it can do damage to them before they damage me. What Mimikyu has going for it, though, besides the stats, is the ability. The ability of this guy is amazing, because it's kind of like a free substitute. Just that, I mean, they can still burn you and like toxic you, Thunder Wave. They can just status you, do other stuff. But if they try to attack you, physically attack you, you have a disguise. So you can have one free turn to do whatever you want. Honestly, you can just attack. You can go for Swords Dance. Can go for Destiny Bond. Can go for Will-O-Wisp. I don't know. I feel like Mimikyu is very, very cool mon because of its ability. It has a very cool move pool. It gets very interesting things like Leech Life. It gets Hammer. No, what's it called? The move that. Fuck. What's it called? Wood Hammer. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, it gets Wood Hammer, which is really cool, because that's a move that can be very useful to break through like fat water types, you know, bulky waters. And yeah, very easily to set up with this mon because of the disguise. Best items for it are obviously like C moves or like Life Orb or whatnot. Red card is very cool as well. So yeah, looking forward to using Mimikyu. Wanted for the longest of times. Gives me a fairy type, gives me a spin blocker. It just fits very well on the team. And being weak to steel and poison, Heatran it's immune to one, and it quad resists the other one. So very cool combo right here on this mon. Our pick number 4 is Gliscor. So T-Tar and Heatran, they're very good stealth rockers, but I feel like they are better as being an offensive mon. So this is why I picked Gliscor. Also, Gliscor is a mon that I've been wanting to use for the longest of time as well. And looking at stats, is very good, because 75 HP. Investing on that HP stat and the SPDF stat, and with the natural defensive bulk that it has at 125, Gliscor can be very hard to take down. So Ground and Fly ground and flying, very cool typing. Then again, here's when he just quad weak to ground. Gliscor, it's immune to it, and Gliscor's quad weak to ice. Heatran quad resist that. So there's the quad weakness core coming out again. Yeah, so 95 attack, 125 defense. Special attack is never being used. 75 speed F, like I said, if you invest on that stat together with HP, it can be very good, especially defensive as well. 95 speed is really cool speed stat as well, because it's not slow whatsoever. It can outspeed a lot of good stuff and do really good. So yeah, Gliscor gave me also another Stealth Rocker. It gave me a potential a potential defogger if I decide to not run Toxic Orb. But if you use Gliscor before, you know the best set is Toxic Orb, and then just throw whatever 4 moves you want there. Gives me a Taunter, so I don't auto lose to like Pokemons. Yeah, it can be offensive with Swords Dance. I think it gets agility as well. It has reliable recovery and roost. It's a very good defensive mod that it can also be used offensively, and that's what I really like about Gliscor. Has really good wide move pool with like the Elemental Fangs, Earthquake. I don't know about the fly moves. I don't think I've ever seen Gliscor use a fly move in my life. I think it's Acrobatics. It gets Knockoff, very good utility move. Gets a U-turn, I know that for a fact. X-Scissor, because of the anime, of course. And yeah, no, Gliscor's my number 4 pick, and I'm very happy with it. I feel like Gliscor can put in fine work. So moving on to our next pick, we have Roserade. This is a mon that at first I wasn't planning on grabbing, but then after looking at it a little more, I kind of fell in love with it, not gonna lie. Besides, it looks fine as well. I'm just kidding. No, but Roserade is a really cool mon, a grass and potion type. So if my opponent tries to have T-Spikes against me, you know, they're hesitant about it because I have a potion that can just absorb it. I can set up T-Spikes against them, which is the main reason why I pick Roserade. It gets T-Spikes and it gets Spikes. It can be a very good defensive grass type, holding like a Sludge Wave or something, and it can also be very good offensive type, grass type, with like a Life Orb or something, Specs or Scarf. Stat wise, the HP is very underwhelming, but it can still take hits, like it still can. Attack is probably never gonna be used. Defense, it kinda is not as good physically defensive, but as you can see, Gliscor is very good physically defensive. And the only thing I don't like about these two together is the fact that both are weak to ice. So kinda have a little bit of ice weakness here, even though I do have Heatran and potentially T-Tar, but Latios also kinda weak to ice. So gotta work on that on my later picks. 125 special attack is amazing because Roserade has access to Roserade has access to Technician, which boosts any moves that's 60 power or less. Boosts us by a lot. So basically, if you have a hidden power ground, it would do like 90. It would be a 90 base power, but kind of like a earth power. Same if you have things like Mega Drain, it will be. I mean, people run Giga Drain on it, but like I know Mega Drain with Technician does more. With HP Fire, it will be kind of like a flamethrower. So yeah, you know what I mean. 105 speed F is really good because it can take a good amount of hits. 90 speed is not slow, but it doesn't hit that 100 benchmark. It's kind of unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. Really excited to use Roserade. It's my second Hazard setter. Setting up Spikes and T-Spikes is very amazing, together with some Stealth Rockers that I have on my team. So yeah, we can definitely Hazard stack our opponent if we get the opportunity to do so. Also gets reliable recovery and synthesis. It gets Leech Seed, Leaf Storm, it hits very hard. A Sludge Bomb. Oh yeah, another thing, this is also my secondary fairy check, covering my T-Tar and my Latios. I guess I can check things like a Gardevoir and whatnot. Well, like that's where we got Heatran, you know. We have a very strong Steel type. And then we have a good grass and poison type on Roserade. So very excited to see Roserade put in work. And yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is our boy coming back from season 6 is Seismitoad. Seismitoad is back with us, baby. This month is initially my plans kind of changed on this draft, not because I got sniped, but because I just didn't felt like the team was good, so I kind of changed. I guess I can speak about some of the changes. First of all, I had Primarina over as my bulky water, but then I changed it for Mimikyu and Seismitoad. Kind of divided those roles. And what other mon did I have? Actually, I have my paper right here. 1 second. I had so I had Miss Maggie's as my tier 4, and I changed that for Seismitoad, and Primarina, which was my tier 3. I changed that for Mimikyu. So just swapped around roles in different months. But yeah, very happy with Seismitoad, how it performed last season. It's a very bulky mon. Don't let the stats fool you. The 105 HP makes this thing very, very bulky. It takes a lot of hits. It's another very reliable stealth rocker with the ability to water absorb. It can help Heatran and Gliscor, as they are weak to those moves. It's quite weak to It's quite weak to grass. Another quad weakness, however, Roserade quad resist grass types, and then we have things like Heatran, which also quad resist grass types, and so does Latios, Latios sticks and ×2 resisted. But yeah, 105 HP, 95 attack, 75 speed F, 85 special attack, 75 speed F. That's it. Oh, I meant defense before. And 74 speed. So not the fastest mon, of course. 1 HP, 105 HP stat really helps the defenses, which they are very low at 75. But if you invest in like one of them in particular, Seismitoad, like I said, is very bulky. The moveset with Seismitoad is alright. It gets really cool things like Grass Knot to fight another bulky water types. It gets a sludge bomb, a sludge wave. It gets cold, obviously, earthquake or power. What else does it get? You know, it's mostly on a utility mon. It's mainly gonna be here to be offensive. If I have the opportunity to have a rain dance with Seismitoad, then I could do that. Like I tried on the finals, I tried to bring offensive rain dance Seismitoad, which I couldn't get it to work because of fucking sticky webs. But yeah, very cool mon. Very excited to use Seismitoad. Hopefully it puts in the finest of work in this season again, because really happy about getting this mon back to me. Next up, I also picked number 6, by the way. Pick number 7 came around, and we got Heracross. As you can see, I kind of went overboard with the quad weaknesses this time around. But same like Beerison last time, my fighting type was also quad weak to flying. This time we have Heracross though, and I really like Heracross. Heracross is someone I've used on the past before, and bug and fighting hits a lot of stuff, and I'm telling you, a lot of stuff. The things that resist fighting types are fairies and psychic types. Bug gets annihilates those psychic types. Fairies are an issue though. However, I do have a Roserade. I do have a Heatran to help out with that. Also, Heracross has the 4-time weakness to it, but a Heatran and Tyranitar, I mean, a flying type weakness. What am I saying? Yeah, he has a ×4 flying type weakness. T-Tar and Heatran completely check that 100%. And T-Tar having a ×4 weakness to fighting, Heracross ×4. I think ×2 checks that completely. So very cool mon. It's a very reliable Scarfer, very reliable choice Scarfer. Moves like Close Combat and Mega Horn hit just extremely hard coming out of 125 attack. It has 1 HP. What am I saying, man? It has 80 HP stat, which is very, very bulky. 75 defense, which is decent. 95 speed F, which is decent. Special attack, just completely ignore that. Never gonna be used. And 85 speed. The issue with Heracross is definitely speed. But like I said, if you slap a choice card from this mon, then you don't worry about the speed. You start clicking close combats, and you have speed, a lot of stuff, and things will be dropping down. Move pool wise, it gets a really cool things. Gets like knockoffs, gets Stonage, gets Earthquake. I'm pretty sure it might get some other type moves that I don't remember. But yeah, very cool mon. Also, the abilities are very good on Heracross. It gets Guts and it gets Moxie. I think those are the only two. No, it has Swarm as well, but yeah. Guts and Moxie is what we'll be looking for. If we have something that's gonna try to status us, we can switch into Heracross and get an immediate Guts boost. And now have like an extra Life Orb damage increase, which will be amazing. And if we're Moxie, let's say a Moxie choice card set, we just kill something, we get a +1, and we can just run through an entire team. So very excited to using Heracross. I feel like I can do good with this mon. I hope I can. If not, then you know, we can always work out some FAs and all. But yeah, very excited to use Heracross. This was our pick number 7, and we'll move to the next one. Pick number 8 was T-Tar, as y'all may see. So after I picked T-Tar, I went with Cryagno as my pick number 9. Cryagno was our Ice type this season. Cryagno was a mon I wanted last season. Unfortunately, I couldn't have it because Geo is a fucking asshole, and he wouldn't trade it to me. So we have Cryagno this season. Kind of picked a little early just so Geo couldn't have it. I don't know if he was gonna draft it or not. But yeah, it gives me a rapid spinner. It gives me a very SPF like mon. And yeah, it just does Cryagno stuff. It gets screens if our opponent has a Ninetales Alola. Unfortunately, very, very unfortunate though, nobody drafted Ninetales Alola, and an idea I had is if somebody brought Alola Ninetales against me, we go into Cryagno and we use their own hell to set up our bell, set the Aurora Bell. So that would have been really cool, but nobody ended up drafting Alola Ninetales, so that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, just a pure ice, so he has the weaknesses of fire, fighting, steel, and yeah, I think that's it. It also has Levitate, so it's immune to ground, which is really cool. It has a really cool speed stat at 105. Like I said, my fastest mon is Latios, but I feel like all my mons have speed stats that can complement the other mons on my team. So we have like 85, we have like 90, we have 95, we have I don't think we have 100 yet. We have T-Tar on the 71s. Like all the speed stars are very, very close together, and I can use that to my advantage, because my opponent may be able to speed creep something, but not the speed creep another mon. And then if they want to speed creep that, then they have to put extra IVs on speed, and that leaves them less vulnerable. So yeah, that's just a cool fact there. Stat wise, it's very cool. HP, it's 80. Kind of sucks that it takes 25 coming into Stealth Rocks, but there's nothing I can do about it. If I need a spinner a week, I'll bring this. It's a very reliable spinner. Attack is kind of shit. Defense is kind of shit. Special attack is decent at 95. Speed F is very good at 135. And this makes a good combination with Gliscor if you think about it. Because Gliscor has high defense and low speed F. This has high speed F and low defense. And this thing being weak to fire and fighting, Gliscor can easily kind of take those on. And Gliscor being weak twice, Cryagno can take him on. And 105 speed stat, our speed's base 100, which is really cool, which is what I wanted basically. And yeah, very cool mon, very excited to use it. It gets cool move pool, like I said. It gets Aurora Bell, gets both screens, it gets Flash Cannon, Freeze Dry, Ice Beam. I don't know, that's all I can think of. Rapid Spin, the biggest one, of course. And very excited to use Cryagno. This was our pick number 9. And then pick number 10 comes in, which is Electros. Electros was also in our winning team on season 3 with a Heat Train. It actually came to the final, and he wore out. What was it? It was Electrode. Yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, Electros, pure electric type. Really cool though, because the ability this thing has is levitate. As you can see, we have 2 levitates. It has levitate, so it has no super effective weakness at all. Like, you cannot hit this thing super effectively unless you smack it down or you have Mold Breaker with a ground type move, which is really cool. Stat wise, it's very bulky. I really like the bulk of this mon, and stats are just very, very well. How do you say that? Very well, like, placed, because it has 85 HP, which is really good. Sorry, 115 attack, 80 defense, 105 at special attack, 80 speed F, and 50 speed. Speed is kind of underwhelming, but what I wanted was a slow bow switcher. I didn't want a fast electric this time around like I had Coco last time. I wanted a slow electric bow switcher, and electric just fit that role so well, because it takes a hit and it bow switches out. It also gets U-turn. Oh no, yeah, the move pool of this thing is amazing. It gets fire, grass, it gets obviously electric, it gets flying, fighting, steel. I think it also gets poison. It has a lot of moves, so its coverage is very amazing. That's what that Sobe set is the best set to run in this thing, because it just can take hits and then bow switch, have a slow bow switch out to go into like threats, you know, that your opponent can really break through. So really like Electro is gonna be also part of my defensive core. 115 attack is very cool, and also it's 105 special attack. And yeah, just very happy with this pick as well, which was number 10. And the last pick of the draft was Stoutland. So having Tyranitar, I have Sen. So Stoutland was kind of obvious, like this dude Rich said, it was very obvious that I was gonna pick a Stoutland. But this one, I used it in the past on season 4, I think it was. When I had regular T-Tar, I actually had a Sand team that time. But this time, Stoutland is more like a semi-Sand team with T-Tar, because I'm not really bringing T-Tar just for Sand, for Stoutland. But if, let's say, my T-Tar is, I don't know, 15%, and it comes in and it just dies as a sack, we bring Stoutland after, and because it has Sand Rush, it can speed a lot of shit and just start hitting things very, very hard, at least for 4 turns till the sun is up. And this is why I made him my C user, because this is my 3rd C user, and because like I said, he only has 4 turns to do things. If we can pick at least 1 or 2 kills in those 2 turns, that Stoutland has done its job. Stat wise, they're very decent. They're not bad. It has 85 HP, so kind of bulky. 110 attack, which is not bad. It's not the greatest at all though. 90 defense, which is really good, and 90 speed F as well. Just gonna ignore special attack, and then the speed is 80, but in Sand that will be doubled, so we will be kind of very fast. And being a normal type, it has a very, very wide move pool, like all normal types do. It gets all the elemental fangs, gets superpower, gets Iron Tail, gets I don't know, return. Who knows? Hell, we can run like a C move Giga Impact Stoutland, you know, and just completely OHKO something, no matter if you resist it or not. Yeah, those are my reasoning behind making Stoutland a C move user, because it can make a really great use of its move pool, and it can just do work meanwhile the sun is up. And also has access to Intimidate, so I doubt it, but if I wanted to, I could bring a type of a bulky Stoutland with Intimidate, things like Toxic, and roar things out. Yeah, just Stoutland, pretty basic mon. Very excited to use him though. Also weak to fighting, so yeah, it kind of sucks. So my team is kind of a little bit fighting ice weak, but I feel like I can play around it. Yeah, so Stoutland, Electros, Diagonal, Heracross, Seismitoad, Roserade, Gliscor, Mimikyu, Heatran, Latios, and Tyranitar. So this team, I worked a lot more in the synergy of it instead of making it just a scary looking team like I've done in the past. And I feel like it can work well. If I play correctly with it, it can definitely work well. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to do it. And our week 1 opponent is actually going to be Sniper, coach of the Soul Torpedoes. So yeah, be tuned for that, and we'll go in the team that we bring for him, because we're gonna be adding a little team builder at the beginning of the video before the match. So that's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be a new thing I'll be doing. And yeah, please check out the PWC channel. That will be linked on this video, because I mean, you support us and you check out how everybody else is doing on the league, not just me. So yeah, thanks for watching. This was Takio. Let's try to go for maybe another final. Maybe we can win one. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.